As soon as he gets it back, he turns the ball over. And he comes up to LeBron and AD.
Who the fuck are you throwing?
And says, "Yo, I wish I could help y'all out there," with a smile on his face. Look at him laughing.
You could have helped us by not having 7 turnovers that game.
LeBron and AD not even entertaining that convo. Like, yo, bro, shut up.
Yeah, I got the game all in my hand. Ooh.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to LAKERLAND. I am Christian. It's my right-hand man, Matt, to the right of me. I don't know how it is on frame. I always screw this up.
I feel like it's usually like an opposite thing, so it might be left. I'm not too sure either. We gonna figure it out.
It's
the first time we're doing this setup.
This is the first time we're doing this setup, bro, and I do want to thank you. You know, we're in your spot right now. Your beautiful setup. It's been a long time coming.
Yeah, I mean,
it's been a long time since we talked some Los Angeles Lakers.
It has been a minute, bro, and rightfully so, because it hasn't been much to talk about. We gonna get into it for sure.
We're gonna have to, bro, because I just came back with the one episode, directly legit, bro. Still in my work shirt and all, post trade deadline.
Yeah, bro. Felt that one in my soul too. I'm not gonna hold.
Man, so let's talk about it because we're probably going to split this up into 2 parts. The first, I really just want to talk about the first half of the Los Angeles Lakers season this year.
Right.
It has been disgusting.
Yeah, bro. I can't even say it's been a roller coaster because it hasn't been many ups.
It's been a lot of downs.
It's been a lot of downs.
It's been a lot of downs, a lot of injuries, a lot of things that maybe are out of our control.
Right.
Some things. We can put some blame on Vogel. We can put some blame on Rob.
Everybody shares a little bit of blame, it seems like, but I feel like we can get into the root. What you want to get into the root right now? Because if we want to talk about blame shit.
So yeah, let's get right in. The season started. What did you expect when we traded for Russell Westbrook? Truthfully, I think this is where we should start it at because we're halfway through, and the All-Star break is the most bullshit halfway through point I ever seen in my life. There's only 20 games left. We're fighting for our life right now, bro.
Yeah, fighting for our life, bro. It's not a halfway point at all, and it's very misleading. But at the same time, bro, to answer your first question about what I thought about the initial Russell Westbrook trade, bro, I mean,
I was sold.
Initially,
I think we were sold,
off rip.
When we put the roster together,
off rip, bro, I was very nervous.
Were you?
I was very nervous, man. And then after a day or two, off of just history with Rob, Frank,
Stars
Bron,
coming to LA.
I wouldn't think that they would make a decision that they felt was going to be detrimental at the end of the day. I thought they really thought it was going to be to our benefit and that they saw a vision that would work. So I was like, you know what? Let me just see in their eyes where it would work. And it made sense to me because I wanted to trust Rob. I wanted to trust Bron.
I wanted to trust Frank.
But then at the same time, how much play does he really have in selecting who comes to the team?
Okay, but he can't control the lineups. I mean, some of the shit we've been seeing, bro, is just absolutely unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean...
But when we put together this roster, who did you think the starting lineup would be? Because did you at any point think it was going to be Russell Westbrook, Avery Bradley, Trevor Ariza, LeBron James, and Anthony Davis?
Trevor Ariza is really a solid...
I don't fucking know anymore, bro. I don't know what our starting lineup is.
Trevor Ariza shouldn't even be our backup. He should really be third string if both of our people got injured. Our starter and our bench player got injured, then Trevor Ariza come save the day.
That's a break glass.
He should never see the floor.
He's a break glass type of player. And in the beginning of the year, man, we had
Trevor. Nah, I mean Lakers legend for sure. Like we really have staying for you. But I feel like at this point in where we at right now in 2022, you could really be valuable as a backup. That's where your roles really should be. No hate, bro, because you're a Lakers legend. You got jewelry already.
And he contributed to that.
Exactly. So I feel like right now it's hurting us more than anything if we're being real. So we have guys like Malik Monk, Ellington, Austin Reeves, who provide actual substance to the court.
We didn't know that in the beginning of the year. We didn't know what Austin Reeves was going to be. I thought Wayne Ellington was going to get much more burn than what Frank got him doing. Bazemore was originally a starter.
What's going on here? What's going on?
The thing with Frank Vogel, and maybe you can answer it for me, you either start for him or you don't play at all. I mean, DeAndre, Trevor, Baze, how is there such a distinction that you either start or you just don't fucking play. I don't know. How is that distinction so evident? Like,
frankly, having me lost a lot of the times with the lineups. But at the end of the day, what I can't really fault him for is the whole Russell Westbrook thing, because he had no play in that. And then I have to give him credit for setting him down in certain moments when it's like, all right, a lot of coaches probably want to have the balls to do it.
But then when Russ comes back in, bro, what's the problem when his back hurts because he's been sitting down for a long period of stretches?
But that's what I'm saying, bro. All that could have been avoided in the off season.
Just by not trading for him. Would you have rather kept Kyle Kuzma, Trez, and it's just all situational because
I don't know about keeping them. I think we could have got something better.
So at the end of the day, we could have went in the Buddy Hill, DeMar DeRozan, Lowry, some type of other direction.
DeMar DeRozan, are you kidding me?
Who's MVP contender right
now?
That
was a thing, and
I remember.
I remember he was in interviews, bro, talking about,
he wanted it.
He wanted it.
We folded. And now we're seeing him flourish to the fullest in Chicago, bro.
We folded, bro.
Having one of the best seasons of his whole damn career.
The best season of his career. By far. This is disgusting. Honestly, it's disgusting. It's just part of the worst we ever folded in the all season ever.
If we gonna have anybody take mid-range shots anyways, you rather DeRozan or Westbrook? Because the fucking 17-foot off the bank, bro, is not getting the job done.
DeMar can shoot the three, too. He's hitting game winners off the three, bro. Let's not get it confused.
Because he knows he can score. Does Westbrook know he can score anymore? Does Westbrook know he can score anymore?
I don't know what he thinks he can do, bro. I have no idea.
We got Westbrook highlights on the screen, bro, and we got Laker highlights. I wonder out of how many of this we gonna see Westbrook.
I've seen a lot of LeBron James.
LeBron James.
And that's what I think.
Who's still the greatest player.
That's where, you know what I'm saying? If there's one thing that we took away from the first half, I feel like we can all agree LeBron James is still playing at MVP form.
It's crazy. I didn't expect to get this much
I'm very
mileage out of LeBron
surprised.
James.
I'm really shook right now. I'm not gonna lie to you, because this is something we've never seen before. And I would just like to share this because LeBron said something. I just feel like, it is something.
Go for it.
I don't know. It's great, man. I'm pushing P, capital P, That's what I'm doing.
He's pushing capital P, Christian.
Not even lowercase, bro. Even Gunna put it lowercase on his album.
He's pushing capital P. I mean, I feel like, that pretty much sums it up. And he's the only running capital P right now, bro. Everybody else is very much lowercase.
I don't think a lot of these people are in the alphabet. The only motherfuckers that really got any vouch for being uppercase right now is Austin Reeves and Malik Monk.
That's a fact.
Those are the two studs.
And it sucks too, bro, because we had a great stretch from AD when he came back from injury. And
I didn't talk about that, man. And this is honestly gonna be all over the place, as it should. Honestly, this is gonna be a therapy session, bro.
Yeah, it's really what it is.
It's been a minute since we just chopped it up. So this is gonna be a therapy session regarding the first half of the Los Angeles Lakers season. The first half that leads us 3 games under 500.
Right.
Behind the Clippers, who's the 8th seed.
Right.
Do you know who the 7th seed is right now out of all teams?
It is... Who is it right now?
The Minnesota Timberwolves.
The Timberwolves, facts. And they a few games ahead of us.
And the people on our tail right now are the Trailblazers with CJ motherfucking Ellaby. So, which we should get that one back, by the way. I can't believe we lost that to this day. I told you, bro. We were talking about how impressive
that was right before the deadline, too.
Right before the deadline. We were talking about how impressive we looked against the Warriors and just against the Jazz right now. Regardless of how we look, we're still the same team that lost to the Portland Trailblazers.
Yeah. Had
a healthy AD. Was Westbrook hurt that game? He might have been. I don't give a fuck. If he's hurt, honestly.
Plus. I mean, no hate.
In the sense of
fake hurt. I wouldn't say that because he wasn't really hurt. He said he was hurt because but he said he was hurt because he was sitting.
Because he was sitting all game.
So I gotta clarify. He wasn't really hurt. He was hurt from being salty. He was hurt in his feelings. His heart was hurt. So that's what it was. Feel me?
So jumping in, knowing that this is the roster we got for the rest of the year.
Right.
We're stuck with it. Hate it or love it. I don't think any buyout players are coming. We have enough time to grade what we've seen.
But did we think that buyout players were coming last year? Because they just happened by surprise out of nowhere. I mean, people aren't really getting waived and dropped like that.
We already heard noise leading up. Like, there's only a certain amount of time somebody can get buyout and signed to a roster. And those deadlines are going to quickly approach.
Right.
So, we already heard rumblings last year, even before Drummond got bought out. Mm-hmm. Drummond's probably going to get bought out. Or some of the other buyout people who they might have been. We're not getting that this year. I think the buyout people were Goran Dragic, and he's going to the Bucks, it looks like, and then DeAndre Bembry,
that would have been
going on the Bucks already. So it looks like the Bucks want to get better. I'm glad.
They won a chip. That's
I'm glad the Bucks think they're a championship team. Do you think Rob thinks Lakers are a championship team? Straight right to it, bro.
Rob is struggling, bro. I don't know if he's thinking, leaning on Bron's ideas and what the team wants to do and just trying to figure out what he can get around that, or if he's leading the game plan. He's like, you know what, we need this, we need that. I don't know how much of that, because I'm very much confused, bro, on how we brought this team together and how we continued to stick with this past the deadline. Like you said, we're the same roster. We're the same team that lost to the Portland Trailblazers.
That's the difference.
When you make fun of the Lakers, it's different because it's like when you make fun of the Patriots. Because you're mad if you winning type shit. So it's like, all right, you make fun of the Lakers because you really hating for real. So anytime you get, every team has bad seasons. So everybody loves to beat up on the Lakers. But at the end of the day, this year, it's not even really safe. You never know what's going to really happen with the Lakers. We still have LeBron James at the end of the day. AD he might come back
4 weeks as good as he was right before. Now. 4 weeks at least right now. The AD injury, it could have been worse than what it was. So we're lucky in that sense.
Yeah, man,
but we've also had a season where AD has I don't know how many games he played off the top of my head, but
I got a very hot take for that later on, bro. At some point, I got a very hot take.
We'll talk about the expectations for the rest of the season, probably on the next video. But just of what we've seen, man, do you truthfully believe that this team can win a title? From what we've seen so far? And the roster's already constructed.
From what we've seen so far, hell no.
Even the highs. Even though the glimpses we showed against the Warriors. Even the first half against the Jazz or first quarter against the Jazz.
Even the highs, bro. No, because when you're a really good team and you get to a point in the playoffs when you're playing against other really good teams, it's going to come down to who's great in that last couple minutes of the game, right?
And we can't
execute. Who can pull out the win?
We can't execute.
We seen LeBron pull out a win for the first time in a while for us against, what was it, Utah?
Yes.
He really pulled that one out. That was a rare occasion, though.
Utah, he came through the whole last quarter, and that's when Skip Bayless got on him for the last 52 seconds so he didn't score.
Is that what it was?
And then Austin Reeves hit the dagger.
It was really because he ran away from the free throw line in the previous game. He had three.
He had to, bro. He couldn't have another fourth quarter where he
couldn't have another one. Because literally the game before that, we folded because LeBron at the free throw line. But I'm not even gonna fault him for that, even though we really should, because you have no excuse. Do you not practice free throws?
They do now, bro. After 3 seasons of being one of the worst teams in the league as far as free throws goes, we just started to practice free throws apparently.
It's unbelievable. I'm talking about LeBron James, though. Like, for your whole career, people
missed the first one. Your
whole career, everybody knows, all right, LeBron James, this is your weakness. Everybody's docking you for this. You're not going to, like, now one time just lock yourself in the labs. I'm shooting 200 straight free throws.
Just...
That's on the low end, too. I feel like he's not even doing that because it doesn't look like it, bro.
I think he really going to the line for, like, the first time all day sometimes.
It be seeming like it. But I know he puts in a little work, but I feel like he can do the extra stuff. Like, I never see LeBron as a type of player.
Can we talk about Anthony Davis's free throws, too, while we're here?
But that is the most puzzling thing I've ever seen. Because he started off our best free throw shooter.
87%er, 85%er, 83%er, and it just slowly kept on going down. Last season, he was somewhere, like... What he's doing now is going to the line, missing both attempts, bro. Both attempts.
It's like, it makes me feel like AD...
None of our stars can hit a goddamn free throw, man.
It makes me feel like AD's adopting some of LeBron's, like, tendencies. Practice things, and he's, like, maybe neglecting some of the free throw stuff and the skill things. But... if that was the case, then he wouldn't be getting injured all the goddamn time. So it's
I still think he is, because he is adopting like the physical aspect of it. It looks like Bron has him tapped in with the right people to get his body right.
Is it because he's out every other weekend?
So I think that's just Anthony.
Just Anthony, man. The whole point of LeBron's thing is to be durable.
It is, but LeBron knows his body. I don't know how far Anthony knows his body.
That might have a good actual play into it too.
Because Davis doesn't know if he wants to be a point guard. He doesn't know if he wants to be a center. He doesn't know if he wants to be 7 feet tall. He doesn't know if he wants to be 6'2". Doesn't know if he wants to be 280. Doesn't know if he wants to be 240.
Well, did you actually know though? Because I heard about this I think sometime last year. Apparently, Anthony Marshawn Davis was a point guard in high school.
Oh, well, I can see.
He's like 7 foot now, but he was a point guard in high school. So like you can see where that confusion might lay.
The worst point guard. The worst point guard I'm telling you, bro. Anthony Davis as a point guard would have never made it to the A.
Bro, I don't know.
Would have never made it to the A. Thank God you're 7 foot, sir. But you're generational and this shit works. What he was doing the Jazz game, bro, was generational. He was gonna put up a career game. I'm gonna be honest with you. I felt it coming. 17 points in the first half before he got hurt. He was aiming for a 40-piece.
And they always, I don't know what it is, man. I mean, it was a freak accident, low key.
It was.
He landed on Gobert's foot, but at the same time, though, bro, I just feel like there's something like people
every time, man.
Every time.
And he's been doing so much better this year of staying off the floor. This is the most off the floor he's ever been. And somehow,
because he's literally haven't been on the floor, bro. He hasn't been playing.
He hasn't even put us in a predicament to be scared because
he hasn't been playing, so we don't see him on the floor like that, bro. How many games has he played, really?
I don't know. I should have pulled up the numbers, to be honest with you. It has not been a long season for Anthony Davis.
It hasn't. He has a handful of games, bro.
And that's the thing that I gotta. That's the thing that's the biggest question mark right now. We haven't seen LeBron James, Anthony Davis, Westbrook actually get consistent minutes together and build a rhythm or repertoire at this point.
It seems to be that's the case for every big three during the season.
We're having some type of trouble building consistency, whether it's with Frank's lineups, because like I said, 1 minute he got somebody starting, the next minute he has them playing no minutes. Whether it's with the roster that is constructed, Stanley Johnson was a nice curveball that was thrown our way. And so far what I've seen, he seems like a possible answer to, other words, pretty rough season. He brings us good energy. Him with Reeves, with Monk. The youth right now
and he was a buyout?
He was a buyout / like he kind of just got cut.
He was one of those guys that I understand what Rob was talking about because we can get those guys, but it's like Stanley Johnson might have been I don't know. Because I'm not gonna lie, Stan was a steal, bro.
Oh no, and I'm glad we got him, and I hope we could grow. I hope we could develop him. I hope we can see straight growth from him. But he's not the answer. He isn't the answer.
He's a big adjustment.
He's an adjustment because
we need to make
before it was Trevor Ariza.
Hey, it's still a little Trevor Ariza, true. Because Melo got hurt too. We got to make sure we note that because Melo has been big for us in terms of offense.
We can't expect this team to be healthy though in the playoffs.
No, 100% maybe. It was pretty good when we won 2020. We was pretty healthy.
That was the reason we were the team we were. This roster, bro, I reward this for a reason. Because we only got a few people that are still on this roster, and it's THT, AD, Braun, and then Howard.
And Howard, yeah.
I think that's legit everybody we got. But that roster, first of all, they had consistency. They had a rapport. They had that relationship. They had that chemistry. And then on top of that, they all knew their role. Mm-hmm. We didn't have a Westbrook situation right now. That's where the stars get a little too heavy.
All right.
And we had the fight. This was the team that didn't give up leads in the fourth quarter. When we had a lead, we kept it, we won the game. You remember that stat. Yeah, you remember the adjustments that used to be made.
Bro. But you got to think about this, though. Our 2020 roster
it's only 2 years ago.
Perfectly constructed. There was a plan behind it. We had a certain lineup meant for each point in the game, first quarter, second quarter.
It was special. It was special.
It was so finely sculpted. This roster this year seems like a nasty-ass science project, bro.
I feel like sometimes
like an experiment,
Lakers
bro.
go for themes in the offseason. This theme was...
None. It was no theme, no.
No. This theme was, I'm going to get all vets and all former Lakers.
It wasn't all vets, though, because we got a lot of young bulls.
Who's the young bulls?
Malik Monk,
which was a great signing. Kendrick Nunn, who we still haven't seen, yes. Reeves was a draft pick that so happened to work out. Obviously, we did our job recruiting for sure, all that. But in our wildest dreams, I don't think we drafted Reeves and thought that he should get playoff burn.
Well, we still have AD. Russ is kind of is a vet.
Melo, Dwight, old Laker. Bazemore, vet, old Laker. Rondo, vet,
Bazemore's
old
not
Laker.
that old.
It's a vet though. He's a vet.
Okay, but he's 20s.
Sure, whatever. But Rondo, vet, old Laker. Trevor Ariza, vet, old Laker. Dwight Howard, vet, old Laker. Like, that was consistency. We kept signing old Lakers. That was the theme of this offseason.
Bro, I don't know. It was a nasty ass science experiment to me because while we had a bunch of vets, we had a bunch of random pieces. It didn't fit. There wasn't a vision to it. Like, all right, the 2020 roster, cool. Our starting lineup was fire. What was it? Braun was point, right?
It's crazy how I could just get back in that frustration.
Braun was point, right?
Yeah.
Braun was point. We had AD. We had JaVale was a starter. We had KCP and Danny Green, right? We had the shooter, supposed to be shooter, spread the floor out.
And two defenders.
Two 3-and-D guys, solid.
3-and-D guys.
Then we had we was the Monstars, bro. That's when we was big. We played to our size.
The Twin Towers, the paint protecting centers, and then
we had Dwight coming off the bench, and then situational in the playoffs for guys like Jokic.
Yep.
Right.
And then for when we didn't want to go that, we had Keith, and then we just AD 5, LeBron 4, LeBron 3, wherever we needed to slot him. Kuzma.
So now what do we have? We have LeBron. Do we have those 3-and-D guys like we need? No. Who are our 3-and-D guys? We don't have them.
Reeves. Surprise.
But
we're trying to develop
undrafted rookie. Jesus Lord.
We can't ask for more from Reeves.
That's what I'm saying.
Reeves is doing his goddamn job, man. And honestly, put the guy in the starting lineup. If we're really calling the season a quits,
Mr. Plus Minus, yo.
If we're really calling the season a quits, let's at least throw shit on the wall and see if it actually sticks. Reeves, let's experiment with him. If we're experimenting with anybody, let's not experiment with Trevor Ariza. Let's experiment with Austin Reeves.
A lot of Frank's decisions is usually...
THC also should have developed into a better player.
Yeah, he should have, bro.
You didn't expect THC to start this year?
No, I didn't.
So you think we just paid him for no reason?
I mean, we paid him because of his potential and his youth, his potential longevity, right?
How many minutes you think we wanted to play THC going into the season?
30 minutes.
You trust THC for 30 minutes on the court right now?
No. I mean, for what we got.
Christ, man.
It's
Shit
tough.
never work out.
It's tough because Talon is just I mean, at first it was at least a good asset, but then he worked himself into a position by the deadline where it's he's not even an attractive asset anymore. So, damn.
A negative asset, actually.
So
we need picks to get rid of Talon Horton-Tucker at this point.
Yeah.
That's sick, man. And I don't know what
and that doesn't even make me too tight because I still believe in Talon. I don't want to get that confused. I still believe that he could flip it around, bro, just as quick as he miraculously just became trash. He could just flip it back around and become the old Talon again, that we all knew that he was before. He just kind of switched it around this season. Because even last season, there was a little bit of a drop-off, but that year that we won, we saw flashes that we never seen. Bro, the preseason, what?
That preseason was season 2. That was sophomore Talon.
Season 2, yeah, but that was coming off that championship one.
Yeah, he had, at that point, he already had the Rocket series. He felt that, bro, that's what Austin Reeves is going to feel this year.
Yeah, bro. Austin Reeves is the one.
If we can make it to the goddamn playoffs.
And Malik Monk is the one, too. Let's not get that confused
The fucked up thing is, I don't know if we could keep him. And you know
that
why?
might be the one that just got me tight for the day, bro. That might be the statement.
If we can't keep Malik Monk, bro, I'm sick.
That's the statement right there. That's gonna not sit right with me for the rest of the day, bro. I'm not gonna hold it.
And it's not gonna sit right, bro, because the reason why we can't keep him is almost strictly Russell Westbrook.
Robert Pelinka, biggest L of the year.
He got to turn it around, bro.
He's credited this L because we won a championship.
Next season, though, is his hot seat season if he doesn't perform.
It's all gonna fall on Frank, and that's the fucked up part.
And you think Frank makes it to next season?
It's not gonna fall on Rob. It's never gonna fall on Rob. You think
Frank makes it to next season? Frank's finishing the season.
Look what you gave him to work with. Mm-hmm. Try to fix up your mess. Give him whatever roster you think is gonna work next year. Allot him. All right. If we start off 0-8 this year, you're gone.
0-8.
If we start off 3-7, whatever it is.
The expectation isn't that though, bro.
No, but we can't start off next year looking trash. Like, all right, the Lakers are back at it again.
No, exactly.
So that's what it has to be. Exactly. Either that, and then you getting fired, and then you have no choice. We have to blow it up. So,
I thought. First of all, why did we blow up a championship team?
There's a lot of people we had to re-sign that it just fell through the cracks. What happened with Dwight?
Valid point.
I mean, we got him back now, but like we knew we was gonna get him back because of the way we lost him, and it's funny too because I'm pretty sure that's in the file somewhere in LAKERLAND where we was like, we're gonna get Dwight back. I'm not worried about it.
Absolutely, bro.
But people just fell through the cracks. I would love to have Keith still.
There was a lot of people we could have still kept. Dwight was a person we still could have kept last season. We could have kept Keith this. Would Keith not be perfect with this roster?
I just don't understand, bro.
We folded the relationship with Trez.
Christian,
I think Trez would have been perfect on this roster.
Folded the relationship
with Trez would have been perfect now. Dennis Schroeder, it didn't work. But at what point in that time period, we couldn't have been like, yo, for $3 million, fuck it, I'll sign you back if that's your price tag. The same guy you were gonna offer the 4-year, $80 million extension to, when his price dropped to $3 million,
and that wasn't even on us, so he can't have no ill intention towards us because he rejected. Because
your price dropped and your price dropped. It's a THC situation almost. If it wouldn't have been different if THC was to say, I'm declining my extension. I'm gonna write it out.
I'm glad that you brought this up.
Let it go.
Cause this whole situation, honestly, bro, could have been avoided. I'm talking about acquiring Russell Westbrook. If Dennis Schroeder just understood the English language a little more and was able to read, his contract and understand that the $84 million was not $800,000 or whatever he thought, whatever he rejected, bro, it did not make sense.
That if you really want to talk about the biggest fold of all time, it's the Dennis Schroeder situation.
The biggest fold of all time.
I'm sure there's no way he doesn't lose sleep about that. You gotta lose sleep about $77 million.
It left us to scramble for a point guard, and we ended up getting Russell Westbrook, bro. So really, both sides took a mean L.
We could have had some fire thing. Dennis Schroeder was somebody who he thought because he was playing great in Oklahoma City, he was a starter point guard for a playoff team, and he was like, he can do that.
And he is.
I don't think he's that. I think he's a great six man. At least he was in OKC. And he kind of had a confusion on what his role actually was.
That's what it is.
And then because of that, he thought he was worth a bigger bag than what he got.
No, but he was worth a big bag, and that's what we offered him. But like I said, he had some sort of mistranslation with the English contract because, he speaks German very fluent. I don't know if you've heard his German.
I have, bro.
But,
indeed.
But yeah, I mean, there's some sort of misunderstanding with him and his agent, which I hope is fired by now.
He got to be fired. If he's still in cahoots with his agent, bro,
I hope he's fired by now.
What team is he even on? I know he got traded. He got traded from the Celtics to who?
He got traded?
He got traded, yeah.
I'm out the loop. To where?
I think he might be on the Mavs.
Damn, that's so sad.
He might be on. I don't even know though, bro.
This is honestly the saddest part.
I don't even know where he's at.
The origin of all this is
he's not on the Mavs.
Because now his career is kind of... He could have been swimming in bank, playing for the Lakers, and now he's kind of just floating around. His career might be on the downfall now.
Oh, no, his career is done, if you want to be real.
Damn.
Just like that, too. And you know how the NBA is, bro. You know how the NBA is.
And playing with the Lakers extends your career.
In due time, I'm rooting for the guy 100%. I really liked... I
wanted
Dennis
back,
Schroeder.
bro. We extend careers.
That's what's probably going to happen eventually. Not necessarily just us, but a few years, 2 years, he'll be humbled and he'll find that role once again.
He's humbled now, bro.
He got to be humbled now. But I did see some ass Celtics play this year. The moment they got rid of him, they started flourishing. The Celtics are actually killing it for the first time this year.
There's no correlation with that, though.
I think there is.
They just got Jaylen Brown back into his rhythm, and you know what I'm saying? It's other external factors. You gotta put everything on Dennis. I don't understand everybody's hatred towards Dennis. I understand he's German.
Nothing has to do with
everybody.
Nothing has to do with the German part, bro.
Bro, that's really me, bro. It's the German shit, and it's the fact that he looks like.
It's because he still got the blonde patch. If you want to be.
He looks like he was the menace in school, bro. Like he was just getting into mad trouble, like fucking Cameron Payne and shit.
Yeah, Cameron Payne.
Always in detention.
I got all the smoke for Cameron Payne, man. All the smoke for Cameron Payne.
No, facts.
Everything that could have went wrong this season so far has went wrong.
There's only a couple bright spots. It's LeBron James, Malik Monk, Austin Reeves,
Stanley Johnson. And
AD for a 3-4 game stretch.
Yeah, and because AD in the beginning of the year.
Let's not just breeze past the fact that he was complete dumpster ass.
He was ass
in the first half of the season.
He was ass.
Before he got hurt, he was garbage.
He came back off this last injury like a man on a mission, and I appreciate that.
Yeah.
But the thing is, bro, maybe if he was a man on a mission the first run through. Mm-hmm. Things wouldn't even be in this position. Maybe things would have clicked more, and his first injury would have been like, all right, well, we just got to plug in AD's spot rather than anything else because we know what AD's doing. It's a scary thing right now, and all I can think about is what's next for the second half of this season, bro. All I can think about is what's next, and that's what we're gonna talk about. Word. We're gonna talk about at the end of this video when we cut this camera off and we get into part 2, which is really just gonna be. All-Star break is about to pass, man.
Facts.
Do Lakers have championship aspirations? Are we a fighting 8th seed? Do we bump into the 7-6 seed?
In a perfect world, bro, we can get to that 7.
We'll talk about it, bro. As far as this first video, the recap of the first half of the season, what would you grade the season?
Fucking.
I think this is an F on all accounts.
F
on all accounts. And I'm a Lakers fan.
This is an F.
The bright spots, you when even if you fill out a multiple choice test with your eyes closed, bro, you might get a 25%. So that's how I view this season right now.
This is an F, bro.
This is an F. If we want to go into individual grades, like LeBron James, I can't give him anything else, but I'll probably give him like an A- I feel like this. He can always go into another gear, and that's the scary part.
I give LeBron James an A.
I'm not mad at the A at all.
And the only reason why it's not an A+ is because he still has the same LeBron faults. You can't shoot free throws in the clutch. You can't, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you have a game where you're just throwing everything away. You know what I'm saying? But besides that, he's playing perfect, bro. So he would be an A+. But, he has his faults, and he's not a perfect player.
Russell Westbrook consoles LeBron.
Yeah, bro. And this is a crazy clip right here because we're watching, Russell Westbrook coming to AD and Bron after, I forgot what game it was. We was making a comeback against some team. We almost brought it home, but we ended up taking an L. Russ was pretty much sitting that whole fourth quarter. And I think it was an overtime L, too. It might have been.
Look at the zoom in.
The zoom in is nasty.
This is nasty, bro.
And Russ just comes up to LeBron James and AD.
What would you give him as a grade, man?
Who, Russ?
Yes.
I'll give him a D, not a complete F. Because at least, one thing about Russ, he's always trying hard, bro. You know what I mean?
This was a nasty
game.
This game got me tight. This was the Bucks game.
I can't fault the effort. But besides all that, everything else is just like, bro, you're in Shaq a fool every night on a nightly basis. Like,
I'm sorry, can you go back real quick? Just I want you to see this, and as you tell me that this guy isn't a complete F, look at this turnover that he commits. He is legit, bro. He's taking possessions off. Well, this is just gonna be a compilation of turnovers if you want to be real. That one was what Russell Westbrook being a complete, just a-hole.
And this might have been a game where it was a whole bunch of.
Look at this, bro. This is my favorite one. Who the fuck are you throwing it to, bro?
As soon as he gets it back, he turns the ball over. And he comes up to LeBron and AD.
Who the fuck are you throwing
and says, "Yo, I wish I could help y'all out there," with a smile on his face. Look at him laughing.
You could have helped us by not having 7 turnovers that game.
LeBron and AD not even entertaining that convo. Like, yo, bro, shut up. Shut up.
Oh man, to Russell Westbrook, I don't know, man. I'm very close to giving him an F, but when I see him in a minimalized role, I see the potential. I could see a world where the Westbrook works, and I'm gonna talk about that. Malik Monk, I have nothing but praise for that gentleman. I like Austin Reeves gets an A from me off for it. I gotta give him an A for what the expectations were going into the season. Malik Monk, for what the expectations I had on him, I have to honestly, Stanley Johnson, Monk, Reeves, as a combined unit, they all get an A from me.
They get an A.
Malik Monk is surprising me on defense.
Our youth gets
core.
an A.
Now, Talon Horton-Tucker, who was supposed to be in that youth group.
Talent, man.
Oh, man. I gotta
give him a C.
I gotta give him a C, yeah. C. Some days, depending on what the next game brings, it might be a C-, it might be a C+.
Yeah, that's his range right now.
I need to see him get
his best games have been like a B at best.
I haven't seen an A game from him.
I haven't seen it yet, bro. So
I haven't seen an A game from him. Anthony Davis, it sucks, man.
C+.
Yeah, I gotta. Health is honestly the best thing you can give us. If you're not on the floor,
but then even when he's in on the floor, bro, his overall contribution to the season when he's been on the floor is a C+. The average is out. Like, all right, you had a lot of trash games, and then you had a run where it's like, all right, look promising, but it wasn't substantial enough to it's like, all right, we could hold on to this and know you're gonna carry it over to the playoffs. It was like a 3-4 game stretch where it looked really good, and then he had a 17-point game and 5 rebounds the next game. So it looks like he might be very inconsistent, bro, and that's why I can't give him nothing more than like a C+.
Fair. It
looks very.
And honestly, we've seen some great things from him defensively this year as far as being a rim protector goes, but I have seen a lot of him getting shitted on.
A lot this year too, right?
A lot of him getting shitted on, more than what I'm accustomed to.
By people you wouldn't even expect.
And I don't know if it's because I'm actually playing center this year thing. But I seen LeBron James play center.
And it doesn't happen to him
he
at all. He
laced up his fucking boots. He was fine, bro.
Why? It never happens to Ron or whatever. I don't understand AD, bro.
Bro, like you could put LeBron James on Ayton. I feel like he'll be just fine. You put Anthony Davis on Ayton, all of a sudden Ayton got 20 and 10. And Anthony Davis is a superior defender.
Anthony, have you ever heard of a protein ball, my dude?
I'm sure he had to, man. He has to. Isaiah Thomas was on his team.
Yeah, that's jokes.
Bro, I forgot about that time, man. We brought Darren Collison out of retirement.
That's crazy.
You remember that?
Out of retirement, bro.
This whole season feels like it's been forever. You remember when we signed IT and Darren Collison, bro?
For a week and a half.
And out of all the people, Stanley Johnson was the one that worked.
Who was the other piece you said?
Stanley Johnson.
Oh, it was just IT and him?
IT, Darren Collison, Stanley Johnson.
I don't remember seeing Darren Collison play.
He didn't play much. He didn't get burned because at the time we had Westbrook and then we were running the IT unit, and it's not like you could run IT and Darren Collison at the same time. We also have Rondo who was getting burned. It's just...
Give me that shit.
Yeah. Avery Bradley. We haven't spent a word on Avery Bradley, man.
I mean, AB.
I just have that question that I asked you off air, and it's why does Avery Bradley not make a single roster, but he starts for the Los Angeles Lakers?
Because Frank Vogel values defense, and that's what he sees in him, and I get that. And that's the same reason why Dennis Schroeder was offered $80 million, because he
you don't think Austin
gave us
Reeves
defense
can be a
at the point guard
Avery
position,
Bradley?
huh?
Austin Reeves can be a better version of Avery Bradley. I think if you slot Avery Bradley out entirely, plug in Austin Reeves, you will just.
I'm not even mad at that, bro. I'm not married to the fact that we have to have AB playing all these minutes, but what's the point of having a sharpshooter like Ellington if we're not gonna have him, and then have shooting be a problem? What's the point of not having somebody like Dwight sitting the bench
and then rebounding be a problem? What's the point of having defenders on your team and then having defense be the problem?
Do we have 3-and-D guys though, bro? Besides, like what, Austin Reeves? I don't want to count on him though.
No, we don't. We don't.
So we don't, and that's the problem, bro. Our formula worked, and then we ran away from that for some odd reason. That's really just the moral of the story.
We blew it up for no reason.
That's the moral of the story, bro. Hopefully we realize that.
It's been a frustrating year.
Hopefully we realize that, and then when we go back to the drawing board, the proper, they realize what they did, and we go back to whatever worked last time.
It's been a frustrating year to be a Laker fan. Last year, we had so many injuries at the wrong times. It felt like, you know what? I still think we probably could have beat the Suns if we were under the right circumstances. AD never got hurt. We were up 2-1 when AD got hurt. It's crazy how much everything could have changed.
Yeah. It's crazy.
This year, we're going to have to rely on being a healthy team in order to win.
For sure.
And
without that, we're not winning shit, tell you that.
So far, what I'm seeing, I don't have faith that we can be healthy.
0.
It's
all luck. It's all FanDuel at this point.
It's all FanDuel, bro. We haven't been in a situation. Where the fuck is Kendrick Nunn? I'll end it there. What a first half of the season for the Los Angeles Lakers. 3 games behind. We are in the 9th seed. Looking like a play-in team if we can make it there. As Laker fans, realistically, what are our expectations for next year? Is it to win the championship? Is it to just make it through the year and then just pray for a better offseason? Is it hopefully we find somebody in the buyout market? Is it let's hope AD comes back and the big 3 becomes a big 3? I don't know, but we'll talk about that next time on Lakerland. Matt, thank you for a great episode, man.
Yes, sir.
I'm glad we're getting back into the swing of things, but this was the warm-up. You want to hear us pod? Check out the next episode next time on Lakerland. Guys, thank you for watching as always, and if I don't see you, have a good evening, good afternoon, and good night.
Yeah, I got the game out of my hand.
Hey. How you feel about that?
P, capital P, that's what I'm doing.
That's how I'm feeling, capital P.
Yeah, I got the game all in my hand, ooh, and yeah. Pop out with the drip and make a fan drool. You could risk it if you want, this ain't no FanDuel. Yeah, I'm in a Benz cool, yeah, stepping for the breeze.